On today's video, I'm going to be taking you on a driving tour through the new construction community, Lexington. This neighborhood is located right in the heart of Frisco, off Main Street in a prime spot close to everything. Some of the things that make Lexington stand out is that it will have on-site schools in the future, along with resort-style amenities and even gated sections of the neighborhood. Homes are being built on lot sizes ranging from 37 to 74 feet, with prices starting around $600,000 and going up to $1.3 million. Builders here include Toll Brothers and Landon Homes, so let's take a drive and see what Lexington has to offer.
So that makes sense.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another video today. You join me over here in Frisco, Texas. We are doing a driving tour through the neighborhood Lexington over here, checking out their phase 11 and phase 12. They're moving into their phase 12 and they're releasing some stuff right now. Lots of things going on in this neighborhood when it comes to lot sizes. The first thing I will say is that if you are looking for a stucco home, you know, a home on the exterior elevation with a whole bunch of stucco, this is probably going to be the neighborhood for you. You're also going to need to have a budget of about $1.3 to $1.6, $1.8 million for those bigger size lots. And for these smaller size lots, you're going to need to have a budget from about $600,000 up to $1 million. But there is a bit of a caveat with the 37-foot lots. Those homes are actually more townhomes than they are actual single family. From the curb, they're going to look like single family. From the back side of the house, the garages actually share the same wall. So technically it is more of a townhome, but the rest of your walls around the house are not being shared, but your back side of the home and that garage. Now I have driven through this neighborhood before and did a neighborhood tour. Actually, I've done a couple neighborhood tours over this community. There is a older side of this community that is completely gated. On the other side of Custer, I believe this is Custer out here. This might be Coit. I always get Custer and Coit mixed up. But on the other side of this neighborhood, on this new phase, is the older Lexington side. That whole side is gated as well. It has its own amenity center. And then you hop over to the west side, and this is where all the new development's going on. And it stretches from Main Street all the way up to El Dorado. So a huge development. It is what the old Brinkman Ranch was, or at least part of it. And now there's like half of less than half of what Brinkman Ranch used to be. But there's still a lot of land around here. And there also is a lot of proposed zoning changes as well. I'll get into details about some of the price ranges, what to expect with the growth around this community, some of the new schools that are going to be coming as well for Frisco, and then kind of dive into the pros and cons of this neighborhood and see if this one is a good fit for you or maybe not. So for this neighborhood, it is located within Collin County. It is Frisco, Texas. The tax rate in here is going to be 1.69%. That's going to be the Collin County tax, Frisco City tax, Frisco ISD tax, and the Collin College tax as well. The two builders in here is going to be Landon Homes and Toll Brothers. And I would say like a good bit of neighborhoods that I go through, you know, you'll find a Toll Brother product, and then you also find Landon Homes as well within the same neighborhood. I've noticed that especially around this North Texas area. For Landon Homes and their lot sizes, they're doing 37, 43, 55, 64, and 74 foot lots. Now for their 37 foot lots, there's 4 homes to pick from. They're priced from $624,000 up to $684,000, and you can build anything from a 2,100 square foot to a 2,400 square foot home. And they've got 6 quick move-ins currently right now available on their website. For the 43 foot lots, there's 6 floor plans you can pick from. They're priced anywhere from $624,000 starting up to $684,000, and you can also build a 2,100 square foot up to a 2,700 square foot, and they've got 3 quick move-ins available currently on the website right now. For their 55 foot lots, they've got 7 floor plans you can kind of pick from. They're starting anywhere from $849,000 up to $1 million starting, and you can build anywhere from 2,200 square feet up to 3,600 square feet, and they've got 2 quick move-in available homes right now on their website. Now, when you go look at their website in Landon Homes, you can actually look into the interactive plat map. You can see on there that green is going to be available, and the rest of the homes in there, like I think it's the gray color or a dark greenish color, or maybe it's a darker gray color. On there, those are the homes that are sold, so they are going to show you what's available right now and then what you could pick on your plat map. It looks like there's a lot smaller lots available right now with like the 43s and 55s. The 64s in here, they're not available right now. They're going to be moving into another phase, but the 74 foot lots, they do have some quick move-ins over at Kingsgate, which is the gated side of this neighborhood on this new phase, but I'll get to that here in a second. For the John R. Landon series, so Landon Homes breaks it down into 2. You've got Landon Home series, which which is like the smaller lots. And they've got John R. Landon series, which is like the estate and signature collections. And for the estate 64s, they've got 8 floor plans you can pick from. They're starting from $1 million to 1.3. You can build anything from 2,700 square feet up to 4,400 square feet. And they currently don't have anything available on their website. Like I said, they're going to be moving into more phases later on. The signature 74-foot series, they've got 10 floor plans available, priced from $1.4 million to $1.8 million. And you can build from 3,100 square feet to 5,000 square feet plus, and they've got one quick move-in right now on their website. It's $1.6 million. It's a little over 4,600 square feet. It's a 5-bed, 5.5 bath, but that kind of gives you an idea on kind of where the price ranges are sitting right now within this community for one of those bigger size lots with a pretty decent amount of square footage within the home. And they also have the plat maps breaking down the 64s and 74s, but right now if you go look at the 64s, there's nothing on their website to pick from, but the 74s, they do have stuff available right now. Then flipping over to Toll Brothers, they've got 5 floor plans to choose from. They're all building about the same size foot lots. Now, you might go into the neighborhood, it might be a 74-foot lot product or a 64-foot lot product, and the home itself is actually on like a 72-foot lot, or it's on a 68-foot lot. You know, not all of these homes are going to be perfect. This neighborhood is pretty monotonous. I'll get into the pros and cons. It's going to be one of the cons that I find with this neighborhood. I have a lot of families that compare this neighborhood with the Grove, and I just think the Grove is a better curb appeal. But let me talk about the floor plans real quick with Toll Brothers. So you can pick 5 floor plans. You got starting anywhere from $1.1 million to $1.3 million. And then you can build these homes anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 square feet plus, and you can build up to a 6-bed and a 3-car garage. And right now on their website, they've got 2 quick move-ins available, priced from $1.5 million to $1.7 million. And then they are moving on to their next phase. They've got no lots. If you look at their interactive plat map, everything's been sold right now, but this community will kind of continue to build out. I'm going to assume that's going to be building out probably for the next 3 years. It could be longer, it could be less, kind of depends on how quickly things move in here. But there is a whole nother side that keeps pushing west on the opposite side of the power line structures that are going through here. That's another con that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. And then going back on Toll Brothers real quick, so you can see those Toll Brother homes might be starting at 1.1, they might be starting at 1.3, but once you go to the design center, especially when you're dealing with a 5,000 square foot home and these lot premiums, and if you want a north facing lot, or maybe you want an east facing lot, or whatever the case is, you're going to have premiums on top of that. So budget, you know, even if you're looking online and you're seeing a $1.3 million house, you're probably actually needing to be within the budget of 1.6 to 1.8. After design, structure upgrades, all those types of things, that's going to be where you sit, which is a frustrating thing when you try to go look at these homes for sale. So, you know, my advice to you is, you know, if you're looking at base prices, great. But if there's quick move-ins on their website and those quick move-ins aren't available right now, meaning within this next month, if those quick move-ins are more available, like let's say within 4 to 6 months, that will give you a better idea on what the price range is going to kind of be around if you pick out a floor plan and it's also a quick move-in. But if that quick move-in is more of a move-in ready and it's ready within 30 days, that's not going to give you the best pricing, because you also find within neighborhoods that a base price of a home, you know, with the Landon might be $624,000, and then right now they're selling a move-in ready house that can close within 30 days for $614,000. If you're trying to look and trying to find the right price, just look on their quick move-ins, and if there's a floor plan you like, look at that base price, look at that quick move-in, and that quick move-in is still going to be built over the next 3 to 4 months. That should give you a decent idea on what to do. You're going to walk into these model homes with Toll Brothers and Landon Homes, and you're going to be like, wow, this is amazing, but you're not going to do that, all right? So try to go through also inventory homes to actually get a better idea on what you could do with the house. You'll find that in the model homes, you know, they're going to be priced way higher with all those upgrades compared to what really a lot more people are doing actually within the neighborhood. And that's a breakdown of the builders right there. I also did pull out like the most expensive and the least expensive, or I guess you could say the cheapest home in this neighborhood. So you got one in here. The most expensive home listed is a 2024 6-bed, 8-bath, 4,984 square feet. Listed at $1,890,000 at $379 per square foot. Why you need 8 bathrooms, I have no idea. I'm guessing some of those are still a half bath, but still, I mean, 6 baths in a house. I mean, maybe it's multi-generational, something like that. Now, this house is a situation where I'm assuming the family bought it and they need to sell it, and it's not being sold through the builder, so they're trying to make a little bit of money on it, or they're just trying to break even, or they're trying to minimize damage. But being at the $1.9 million mark in here, I can't, that's all I gotta say. I can't justify that. That's a lot. Least expensive home in here, you've got one that's at $614,000. It's a 2025 4-bed, 4-bath, little over 1,900 square feet at about $231 per square foot, being sold from the builder itself, Landon Homes, on their smaller lots in here. So you've got a big range of $600,000 homes up to almost $2 million homes. But the other thing too is like spending $1.6 million, $1.7 million for just all the homes to be the same. I honestly, and I was going through the neighborhood driving through, and when we're driving on this neighborhood tour, you see at the beginning was like the first phase of this new section with like the smaller lots, and then we kind of drove through the newer section with the bigger lots. We drove through the gated community at Kingsgate, and we kind of got to the north side of this community where they're building the rest of the 37 and 43 foot lots. I really cannot think of a neighborhood right now where homes are so expensive and they all literally look the same. When it comes to elevation, color of houses, color roofs, all that style, this has got to be one of the most monotonous, I would say for the price range, it's probably the most expensive, most monotonous neighborhood. I mean, it's almost, I'm not even kidding, the way they're building these houses and they're looking from the curb, they're borderline offensive. And I don't know if it's just the people, they're liking that look and they're going with that. But when I went through like the Kingsgate area, there was only one home with like brick and stone, and it was the best looking house out of everything else because everything was just stucco. So that's why I started this video saying, if you're looking for stucco and your budget is $1.6 million, this might be the neighborhood for you because you're going to be surrounded by it. Not really the biggest, me myself, not really the biggest fan of stucco. I kind of like it better when there's maybe small stucco accents, but I like it something, but I truly like something where it's wood and farmhouse style, and not too farmhouse where it's like wood paneling all over the house, but you know, a good bit of variety on the curb appeal rather than it just all being kind of washed out with stucco and simple colors. It's very, very white in this neighborhood. It's almost a little too white with the elevation of these homes. Amenities in here, you're gonna have a clubhouse, pocket parks, resort style pool. There's gonna be workout rooms. Amenity center in here is like state of the art. I wish the lap pool was a little bit bigger and more space there, but it is a good little amenity center over on this side, which is nice that they added because there is an amenity center on the other side of the street here, and they built one here and it just opened over this past year. And if we break down the pros and cons in here, on the pro side of things, you're going to be around a bunch of commercial and retail stuff. So you've got a grocery store that's close to here. You're right off El Dorado. You can shoot that down out towards the west. You can hop on the Dallas North Tollway or everything down around there, Costco, whatnot. You're also off Main Street of Frisco, which is a really good area to be off of and not too far away from Preston Road. So Preston Road being close to Coit, being close to Custer, to get onto 121, all those areas are really nice. Now, the Grove, if you're comparing with that neighborhood, you're going to be able to access 121 a lot quicker rather than being over here in this neighborhood. But we're talking about maybe a 5-minute commute time difference on that, but you are closer to Preston Road being over on this side. Even though you look on a map and you're somewhat close to the kind of area of Stonebriar Mall and like the heart of Frisco where people like to shop around, you will still be in traffic going down Preston Road at times, whether it be weekends, during the weekday. You will be in traffic going down that way, but hopping out to 121, I would say that majority of people living over this section are going to be jumping onto 121 rather than jumping over to the Dallas North Tollway just because there's going to be more traffic going down El Dorado and Main Street in the morning, so it's probably easier just to go out towards the east. Other great thing in this neighborhood is just the amenities in here. You don't have all the amenities in the world, kind of like Windsong Ranch or some of those other bigger ones in Prosper, Texas, but you've got pocket parks, you got nice little walking trails, you got some pond features in here as well, and those are going to be gated areas within the neighborhood. So when you go into this new phase, it's not gated, and then you kind of get more into the interior of this new Lexington area, and you'll find two neighborhoods or two little subdivision areas within here that are gated. So you got Kingsgate and you got another one that's coming in on the far west side. Now, the one that's coming in on the far west side that's new, it is up against a power line structure, which now we're hopping over to the cons. Power line structure on that side. If you want to be gated, I would go with the Kingsgate side. I don't really like some of the lots that are over on this new gated neighborhood they're building. It's right up along a power line structure. There's also some other 55-foot lots continue, or 64-foot lots, 55-foot lots that are up along power line structure as well. So just know that the middle of this older phase, still the new phase in here, but the older phase, and once they jump into the new phase, they're going to jump across that power line structure. And it's a legit power line structure. It's not like a little telephone pole, okay? It is a legit one. So I don't like those lots as much as the ones that are over at the Kingsgate that are already getting built through that we actually drove through on that side. And then for the school zoning in here, it's going to be zoned for Frisco ISD. It's currently zoned for Gunstream Elementary, Wester Middle School, and Memorial High School. There is, however, and this is jumping over to a pro, there is going to be a new elementary school and a new future middle school coming to the south side of this community, and then there is a proposed high school as well. So another good thing with this community is it is going to have an on-site elementary school, middle school, and then maybe potentially you're going to have a new high school, a brand new high school for Frisco. And there's not going to be a lot more new high schools that are popping up for Frisco. So this could be one of the last Frisco high schools that is new, that gets built around Frisco. I could see another high school getting built up along Preston Road and Panther Creek over in that area by UNT, just because of the amount of people moving into the fields of Frisco and all that area. So maybe another one gets built up there, but after that, there's really no more land to build within Frisco. Once they build out Brinkman Ranch, and once they build out that area around the Universal Studios and the fields and PGA, there's really no more land left in Frisco to build, big high schools or things like that too. Commute times out here down to Dallas is going to be 40 minutes. DFW Airport is going to be 27 minutes. Fort Worth is going to be 50 minutes away. The grocery store is a minute away, and the nearest hospital is down Main Street over in Frisco on Dallas Parkway, and that is going to be 12 minutes away for the nearest hospital. So that is the breakdown of Lexington and what things kind of look like right now. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about these homes. If you like the curb appeal, if you like Landon Homes, if you like Toll Brothers, if you think these price points are worth it. I do have a lot of people that compare this neighborhood and the Grove. I personally would take the Grove over this neighborhood, but that's just me. I think the Grove has a lot better curb appeal with homes. It's got a lot more charm to it. I felt like driving through this neighborhood, it was just the same thing after. And I know you guys will even take the Grove and leave comments, or neighborhoods like the Grove, and say, these homes all look the same, they're all cookie cutter. Not necessarily. I think that has a lot more charm. I would say that this neighborhood fits more in line with kind of the cookie cutter style of stuff. And if I had to break down the builders too, I would 100% take a Highland home and an American Legend home way over a John R. Landon and a Toll Brother home. But that is just me. All right, so that will do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are looking to work with a real estate agent on your next home purchase, please send me a text or give me a call. I have all my information down below. Other than that, peace out, y'all, and take it easy as always. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.